Uri, welcome to the show. How does it feel to be Uri today at this moment?
Thanks for having me. I guess it's okay. It feels great. This specific moment is kind of a complex one. It's a good thing you're asking. I'm calling in from Tel Aviv, Israel, kind of in the midst of getting a lot of attention, whether you may see, whether you return. But I think I'm cool. Difficult times throughout, but I think I'm okay.
So, you've accomplished a lot so far. And in this journey, now from Tel Aviv, now coming over to the States, tell us a little bit about your journey here to the States very soon.
Yeah, okay. So actually, I'm technically American Israeli. Moved to Israel when I was 8 years old. Been doing back and forth. Went to school in Israel. Did residency here, and now going to start at the University of Miami, spine surgery or in the Department of Neurosurgery in July, August. So that's what I'm looking forward to. The fellowship is very intensive there, a lot of hands-on. I've actually visited there a bunch of times. The guys, everyone, all the fellows, the attendings, you have huge caseload, everything from up to the cervical spine, of course, brain, from neuro guys, that we do, and all the way down to, thorax, thoracic spine, and lumbar spine, of course, sacrum. So no, I'm not there yet, but they're doing a lot. We're talking about dozens of cases a week. Very interesting. Also, the gamut, the University of Miami can do anywhere from scoliosis cases, which is very adult degenerative, or maybe kids with deformities, spinal deformities, all the way through tumors of the spine, to minimally invasive, very high-tech surgery, even on awake patients. My future mentor, and I'm very proud to say that Mike Wang is probably one of the world's most prominent leaders in awake spine surgery. So people who actually are awake and undergoing fusion instrumentation spine surgery, which is complex surgery. So
Wow,
I'll just
wow.
give you an example. A lot of people say, what's the difference, right? I'm sorry. So take it, for example, take someone who's 85 years old and you just can't anesthetize the patient, right? The dude just cannot go to sleep. He's got like lung disease, been smoking a lot, 5 packs per day, 50 years, whatever. Cardiology won't let you anesthetize him. You can take the patient, admit him, have him undergo complex surgery, and send him home same day, and he's never been anesthetized. These patients usually, probably more than 9% of the world's patients cannot undergo that kind of surgery. University of Miami and some more centers in the U.S. actually offer this awake spine surgery option. When you look at Tel Aviv, is like in Israel, and compare that maybe to New York. Tel Aviv's it's a very very bullish city, so everyone's buying in. People, a lot of cash, spending a lot of money on properties. Not always high top properties. You're paying top dollar for them in Tel Aviv. So a lot of people here are renting. If you go venture outside of Tel Aviv, you'll be look. The climate in Israel is that real estate is always expensive because historically speaking, a lot of the Jews, world Jewry, if you will, take it that way, people always wanted to buy into real estate in Israel. I don't know why, but that's the situation, right? So prices are expensive in Israel. I'd say that if you're looking at renting and buying, it's not as diverse as America. As you can go to parts of America, you can find when I was buying in Johns Hopkins, you could find properties for $5,000 outside of Johns Hopkins Hospital. It's not a lot different now. There's a lot of real estate in America, so it's cheaper. Israel's way smaller. It's like maybe less than 1% of the territory of the U.S. So
Yeah.
really smaller land. So the prices are not as volatile as in the U.S., where you have these huge extremes. So here it's kind of more cohesive. Of course, Tel Aviv is more expensive than the rest of the country. There's a book called Startup Nation about Israel. There's specifically in Tel Aviv, everyone, if you throw a rock somewhere here, you'll hit someone with a startup. I live in a neighborhood where I, honest to God, I think maybe 30 to 40% of the people in this neighborhood are entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow.
We had this 3-day startup competition when I was in med school. And from there, I started with a medical device, and that was in I think it's 20, wow, what's that, 2013 or something. And since then, I have had maybe 5 or 6 startups. The startup I have now is actually 3 or 4 years in the making. post 500K non-diluted, which is a medical device, which we're trying to bring into the U.S. as an FDA-approved device for performing brain and spine surgery without surgery. So hopefully we can kind of bring that. We're trying to do some more research on that. And that's my main focus outside of work. Again, I'm a full-time fledged attending neurosurgeon, and then on the side, of course, I have kids, but on the side, you really have to find a way
What's
to
left? Where's the time left? Yeah.
well, it's always I guess you have to sit down sometimes, spend several hours writing up for grants or maybe for investors and meeting up with people. At the end, you work with people, and it's a team, and where you act at the end. I'm not really a real estate agent
Yeah.
to really describe the exact percentage, if I'm not mistaken. So if it's your only apartment, you will not pay any taxes, even though you sell and buy and sell. As long as you stay with one apartment in Israel. So, for example, if you were to buy a property in Israel, pay zero tax on the first apartment. But then if you were to have another apartment and still keep it on your name, and maybe not your spouse, significant other, or your children, or whoever in your family, you would probably end up paying an extra 15% tax on that property. And also reap the profits whenever you resell it for a profit, you probably pay 15% profit taxes. I'm sorry. Taxation for real estate is actually lower than the U.S. And there are also certain vehicles you can go through. Get a company on your name and then pay even less taxes than that. It's not the Caribbean. It's not a tax haven here, but you can definitely kind of have your way around and lower the tax. Putting $100,000 in a startup you took off from TED Talk or from a YouTube ad while sipping through Netflix or whatnot is not the smartest thing to do. If you don't go down to details, don't be an asshole. Go talk to someone who knows about the idea itself, know the market, and don't put all your money in there. Just play safe. But then again, you also have to have some time. A lot of startups take time, and specifically in this entrepreneurship world, people really have to wait 5 to 6, 7, 8 years in the medical device industry. It's not like, and I'm not a computer programmer, unfortunately. You have all these Mark Zuckerbergs you get Snapchat and TikTok and Facebook and they will be these trillion-dollar companies. Medical devices is not. Most of the time, you will get diluted to the point of the investors getting most of the money. But again, it sounds funny, I'm not in my startup, for example, I'm not in it to be a billionaire or a millionaire. I'm just in it for the road, for the show, for the experience of getting something which will literally be benefit to humankind and help people undergo surgery in a better way. I won't be a billionaire or a millionaire, or maybe a millionaire from it if it takes off, but really transform how we operate on people. I'll be honest with you, there is a price to pay for the kids in the future. Will they get screwed up because of this? No. And I really honestly, my sister always tells that to me. And I said, I honestly believe they won't, because I am giving up seeing my kids' soccer game, football game, seeing my kids, grow up. But then when I'm with my kids, I'm not with my phone. I'm not dazzling away on the iPad. I'm not, I don't know what, bullshitting on I'm not messaging my friends or not. I'm with the kids, whether it's on weekends. And I'm with them on a fully dedicated, 100% of my time is with them. I'm not answering emails, I'm not taking phone calls. And I think that during these times that I'm with my family and I'm spending 100% of my attention with my kids, they really see that and appreciate that. And they know Dad's not at home, he's working, and he's in the OR, he's seeing patients, whatnot, he's whatever. And they know, okay, Dad's not here because he's doing something for the better good. When I'm with them, I'm really putting a lot of time. At the end, will I regret that? I don't know. I think that what I'm giving my kids is I'm giving them what I can when I can, and I think they appreciate it as not, as opposed to someone who's with his kids, I missed my kids growing up, I did not see them go to kindergarten, first grade. Heck, I missed my second kid. I missed her birth, right? I wasn't there. I was on the way back from the hospital. So am I missing some things? Yes. Am I paying a price? Yes. But as physicians, we don't, people who are not physicians say, oh, you're doing night shifts. I wasn't doing night shifts up until 4 months ago. I wasn't seeing my kids. There's a war going on here. I was not to be seen.